The ego can never be fulfilled. That's what keeps it going. Dissatisfaction is its nature. So trying to fulfill the ego's desires will just make you suffer. That's why the Buddha said, desire leads to suffering, because only the ego can want things. The ego is basically like a bottomless container. No matter what you put in it and how much you put in it, it's never gonna be enough. I see this all the time in the world. It's the reason why people break up and get back together again, or why people get divorced so often. And some people even end up getting married several times. This is all because their choices and desires were motivated by the ego. And the ego can't really be genuinely happy or at peace because that's its nature. It lives in a constant state of dissatisfaction and desire. And even when it gets what it wants and its desires are fulfilled, it's only a matter of time before it wants something else, because the old thing doesn't make it happy anymore. Any happiness the ego experiences is always caused by some external thing like money, relationships, other people's approval, and so on. And as long as happiness is caused by something external, something outside of you, it's very fragile and it's not even really happiness. Because the happiness the ego experiences is kind of like the relief you feel when you've been tensing your muscles unconsciously for a while and then suddenly you relax them. When the ego wants something, it's basically in a state of tension because it believes it won't be happy until it gets whatever it wants. And whatever it wants is always in the future, so it can't be in the present. And then when it gets what it wants, it finally relaxes, temporarily. And this sudden lack of constant tension is what it interprets as happiness. So in a sense, the ego basically creates its own reality. It says, I am not happy now, and I'll only be happy when such and such a thing happens. When I get a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever, when I make so much money. And then when you finally get that, the ego experiences what it thought it would experience. But because it's not real, it's like a hallucination, it comes and it goes, like a dream. So don't try to satisfy the ego's desires, because it can be done.